Well, the stock market took Americans on a wild ride in 2015, hitting record highs, then taking its biggest nosedive in 4 years, but it wrapped up the year basically where it began, delivering its weakest performance since 2008. So what can folks do to boost their 401ks and put away some extra cash in the new year? Bobbi Rebell joins us, columnist for Reuters Business. Before we get to your tips, I mean, it wasn't that bad a year, right?
Not at all. In fact, we came down to the wire. We were almost positive on the S&P 500 right down to the last day of trading. So it was really close. And the NASDAQ did very well because of a lot of technology stocks.
Yeah, the FANG stocks did well. Explain what that is.
Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, which is now Alphabet. So maybe we have to change the acronym going forward into the new year. But those were huge winners. All had gains of more than 35%, some more than 100%. So if you were in those stocks, you had a good year.
All right, you've got some tips for our viewers on how they can save money in 2016, and one of them is to assess your subscriptions. What do you mean?
Right. I mean, the new year is a good time to take a look at what you're paying for that you might not even remember that you're paying for. For example, a lot of us subscribe to things for our kids. Then they outgrow it. Nobody really alerts us that we're still paying for it. So go through, see what you're still paying. Don't tell your kids you're going to do that because they might suddenly decide they want that game back.
Right.
But go through and pare down what you're paying for.
Maybe your cable bill, take a look at that.
Absolutely. Take a look at that. Maybe cut the cord this year. Think about it. There's a lot of new things that are available that you don't need the full $300 cable subscription to have.
Should people invest? If so, in what?
People should invest. They should look carefully at their costs, though. This is a great way to save money. Look at what you're paying in terms of fees. So, for example, there's a lot of robo-advisors now, like Betterment, Wealthfront. They will charge you a lot less money to manage your money, and you can get a lot of the resources that somebody with a bigger bank account would have with a much smaller minimum, sometimes no minimum.
Really?
So that's a great way.
How do you expect the job market to perform?
This is a great area for 2016. First of all, wages are starting to drift higher. We're seeing higher minimum wages in many areas, and the jobless rate the unemployment rate, 5%. And we're getting a jobs report next week. It's expected to continue to be good, just 5%. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Gas prices, boy, that is, I mean, with the drop of oil, precipitous drop in oil in 2015, gas prices are kind of helping consumers here, right?
They are, finally. Well, for a while, people thought the cheap gas prices, which are expected to continue, would not stay so long. So people were kind of saving that money, not really spending it. Now, MasterCard recently reported people are starting to spend. We saw a pickup in spending at the end of the year. People are going to continue to save money on gas, and they're going to start to feel better about it and actually spend it at stores.
Yeah. You know, you hear all these pundits say 2016, anywhere from a 1% rise to a negative to a plus 8% rise. I mean, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And there's all these buzzwords they throw around. I love hearing volatility this year because we had so many stocks hitting new highs and then, dropping big lows. We don't know. It's an open book. There are some trends that will continue. We'll probably still see weakness in the commodity markets. We'll probably still see strength in technology, but it's anyone's guess.
The Fed has some confidence, though, right?
Absolutely.
Because they raised finally, after all these years, interest rates that were zero.
Yeah. So now they raised them a quarter point. That's not a huge difference, but it is a step saying that they are confident that the economy is on a good track. They're watching a lot of things. They're watching data. They're watching what's going on outside our borders, what's going on in Europe, what's going on in China. But we do expect them to continue to raise rates. The question is at what pace and how much. They'll probably be pretty conservative, though. So we don't expect huge changes.
Bobbi Rebell, a columnist for Reuters. Thank you very much, Reuters Business, I should say. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Texas just got even more gun-friendly. A new open carry